Hello guys! Today I am going to make a video of how to curl your hair using a simple bathrobe tie. So the things that you will need is a bathrobe tie. So just jack this from your bathrobe. And I really do feel like this one is I think it's the terry cloth type is probably better. I think it helps the curl because I've used those foam rods and they do not work that well. And I wore them overnight and it still wasn't as curled as when I used this. So you need your bathrobe tie. You will need 2 scrunchie or whatever kind of tie you want to secure your hair with, and then also a third one to bring them together. So maybe you need three hair ties, and then a clippy. All right, so let's begin. So I parted my hair the way I usually part my hair. You want to section it off into 2 sections and just bring them to the front. And this is how I part my hair. So this is where it's gonna go. Because if you try to do it right in the middle, it's gonna look funky. So make sure that you part your hair the way you normally part your hair, where it would look normal. And this is where you would start. So I will take my bathrobe tie, and this is my theory. I don't know, whatever. But I will fold it in half. I feel like the thicker your tie is, the bigger your curls will be. And so if you don't fold it and you just do the single one, I feel like you would have tighter curls. And if that's what you want, then do that. But if you don't want as tight curls and you want bigger curls, then I would recommend folding this. All right, so I will try to find the half of it, and then I'll put this over my head, and then I will use this clip to secure it on my head, like right in the middle. All right, so now you look like a princess. All right, so you start one side first, and then you will hold this, and then you will try to grab like a section of your hair, and make sure it's not too thick, but enough. I mean, you be the judge of it, because the more hair you grab in one section, I feel like it might not curl as good, just because you would have too much hair, you know, in one row. So just grab maybe like a section of that, and make sure you get all the way to the back, like that. So I have a section. Okay, I feel like that's too thick, so I'm gonna grab smaller, less hair. Okay, so what I'm gonna do with this now is it's gonna go over my tie and back under, and then I'll hold it in place. And then I do the same thing. I grab another section of hair and bring it over and under, and then at the same time you will combine it with the hair that you've already grabbed, and then just keep going, kind of like a braid, like a French braid. You know how like you grab a new section and then you wrap it and just combine it with the hair that's already in your hand, and just keep going with it. And this process literally takes less than 5 minutes, especially if you're used to doing the wrap. It'll go by really fast, but I'm just going slow just to show y'all how it's done, but it's really simple. And make sure like you kind of tighten it, pull it tight a little, because you do want it to curl. I think if it's too loose, then it might not curl as good, but just keep going with it, over and under. Over and under, and just keep going until all your hair on one side is done. Over and under. I mean, this literally does not take as long as curling it with an iron. When I curl it with an iron, my arms always get tired and I get really frustrated because I have so much hair left to curl. But this, you just have to plan and time it accordingly. If you have somewhere to go, then you need to make sure that you do this about 2 hours in advance. So, okay, so I'm at the end, and I took the scrunchie and secured the ends to the robe. And make sure you're holding it in place, because if you let go, it's gonna unravel. So just hold it in place, secure it with your scrunchie. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take another clip. So you need 2 clips. I'm gonna bring this up here, and I'm just gonna use this clip to just kind of hold it in place like that, just so that it's not gonna unwind on me. So now I'm gonna work on the other side and do the same thing. And if you remember from that video, the He-Man video that Na sent, he did prep his hair first. So if you want to prep your hair first with like some curling solution or whatever, you can. And I think that does help with the curling process as well. So if making it a little wet, spraying it with the spray solution will wetten your hair a little, and I think it will make for better curls. So yeah, and He-Man, She-Man video wasn't a complete waste of time. So doing the same thing, grabbing a section over, under. And pulling it in. You don't want it too tight, but you also don't want it too loose, but just enough. I mean, don't pull it so tight where you're gonna create a bald spot for yourself. Okay, so I'm at the end here, and just continue wrapping, single wraps, until all your hair is wrapped up around that. And I'll take my scrunchie and I will secure it, and make sure you're still holding this in place and don't let it twist on you. Okay, so now that I have this both sides done, I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna bring it to the back of my head, and then I'm gonna get my other hair tie ready, and I'm gonna take this one and bring it back as well. This might be the hardest part. Or use your teeth. Okay, so as you can see, this kind of unravel a little bit, so I'm just gonna twist it back. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm gonna twist it a little. And then I'm bringing them back together and using this to tie it, so that way it just stays in place. And then there you have it. Just wear this for an hour or 2, and you can use hairspray on this as well. Wear it for an hour or 2, and then you just take it out. And the way I take it out is I just, of course, separate these, and then take your scrunchie out, and then you kind of do this with the bathrobe, like just shake it, and your hair will fall off. Don't uncurl your hair from the roll, because that will cause the curls to not curl. I mean, it won't be that bad, but you don't want to, like uncurl your curls. So I just like kind of do this and just kind of shake them off, and your hair will fall off, and then you will have a bunch of curls. Enjoy!